All right. Kay, let's move in your direction. Kay, you're feeling stuck and like no one takes you seriously. All right. So here's the first guidance that comes through. It's blunt. I don't know why this is coming in blunt. I don't know if you're super blunt or if you need it blunt like this, but your team is coming through blunt. Ready? People will take you seriously when you take yourself seriously. When you hold the line, and sometimes you have to say no more, or sometimes you have to hold the line and communicate how you feel. And if that's not reciprocated, or there's not that engagement with others in the way in which is of benefit or beneficial for you, then so be it. Move in a different direction. On the other flip side of the coin, however, hi everyone. I am coming on live with another medium friend of mine, Dee Servey, and we're coming on live in my group Intuitive Angel Messages, and she's going to be joining me here shortly. You and me, we're coming on live, and we're going to be talking a little bit about why is it so important to tune in to what energies are around you. Did you ever care about what energies were around you in the past?
No.
Me either.
No.
Like at all. Didn't care. Didn't even know that there was anything around me. Probably until I was about, I do remember a moment when I was about 16, 17, and I was like, whoa. I remember getting like kind of a schooling from my angels. I didn't know what the energy was, but I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah.
I was misbehaving with my dog at the time. I was trying to brush his teeth and he wasn't behaving for me. So I had a tantrum and I got energetic smackdown from the angels.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the line. It felt like just the energy encroaching on me, like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
And then again, when I was 21, I was driving at night and I was about to pull around someone on the left side in the oncoming lane. Was a car coming. And I remember this energy popping out beside me from the back seat saying, don't, like, it was a feeling like, don't do that. But I didn't listen.
Yeah.
And luckily nothing happened, but I'll tell you, I had to swerve off the road. So how about you? Like, you didn't care either?
I know. I feel like that all of us have different experiences in our life where maybe you hear a voice or have some inspiration, but you just think that it's a fluke, or you're not really like bought into the fact that you didn't make it up.
Yeah.
And as growing up, I remember very specifically just being young, like 8 or even younger, 6 years old. I was out playing in the side of the mountain and I was trying to climb something that was too steep, and all of a sudden I just had this overwhelming fear that I was going to slide down the mountain, and a voice very distinctly came in my mind and said, grab that root. And I'm like, oh, right there. And so I grabbed the root and I climb up and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was a voice that wasn't my own, you know? And so I just kind of went around feeling like I had some kind of guardian angel that spoke to me, you know?
I love it. I love it.
But I didn't know that it could be a two-way conversation. I just didn't.
Oh, gosh, no. Are you kidding? We can talk to the angels and then we can actually hear them and we can talk and converse, or your spirit guides. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That would have never have entered my brain. I remember losing my keys and my male guardian angel said, they're in the bag. And that's where they were. They had fallen in my grocery bag. I never would have looked there. So and I'd been looking for like 20 minutes. Oh my gosh. So when we look at unconscious channeling versus conscious channeling, is a big difference, isn't it?
It is a big difference.
Couldn't be more different.
Well, my energy's like this. So I'm always like this. And
like a lot of the people on planet Earth, like the
yeah,
mind is going all the time. So if you slow down for just a split second and create that stillness, at any given moment, you can pick up on them conversing with you. And haven't you noticed that they converse like all the time?
all the time.
All the time.
Once you open yourself up to the possibility that there's people communicating with you through your consciousness, through energy, all of a sudden you look at your own thoughts a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the big things that I come to realize too is just like when how you teach us is when you're daydreaming or when you're like just kind of nodding off and you start getting these inspirations come.
Yeah.
And you've got to either write them down or you've got to do something because they'll come in and you'll forget it.
Yeah.
You'll forget what was said
Totally.
unless you really take note. And that's one way, yeah, that you know that that didn't come from you. Like that wasn't your idea. That was probably inspiration coming in, you know.
Insight,
so
information. We call it claircognizance or clear
yeah.
knowing.
Yes.
And that's one of the main things that we touch on in this upcoming course on January 15th until the 22nd. Yay! You're coming to help me, and we're teaching it.
I can't wait.
It's going to be super awesome. And, you know, there's only 6 spots left, everybody, PS.
Yeah.
So if that's something that interests you, you can go to my website, which I'll put in below this live. But also journaling with spirit. It's a big, thick workbook, okay? And you get to like work from this workbook and it'll help you for years to come.
Yeah.
So I'm really pumped about it. And it's so important because you will forget. Like you'll be like, or you'll be like, oh yeah, that happened to me before, but what was it? What happened? Oh. You know? So it's so important. And in the beginning, you might be getting clairaudience in a way or clear hearing in a way that sounds like your own internal voice or a thought form. And it's usually when your mind is nice and quiet or at peace. Maybe you just woke up from a nap or you're just coming out of meditation.
Yes.
As you move along, what happens, Dee, when you move along and you're practicing and you're constantly channeling all the time? What has happened for you? Does it come louder? Does the pitch and tone change? Are you picking up on more of their voice, pitch, and tone?
Well, the thing that I've noticed too is, you know, this is a two-way experience with spirit, okay? And so they are watching you and they're noticing what you're picking up on.
Yeah.
And the more that, the more that you acknowledge, okay, I see that, and I acknowledge that that was from you, it's like they rejoice and they keep on doing that same thing for you.
She noticed this. She noticed this chakra opening. She noticed this energy coming in through the top of her head.
Yes.
So then they'll go for that.
Yes.
Because they know that you're picking up on that and you're acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool that they do that?
That's really cool. Yeah. And so the more, I just laugh, I just giggle, and I have such a high vibe experience now every time that I see synchronicities on the clock. And the more I acknowledge it and the more that I just take a moment to speak to my team during that, I'll just laugh and say thanks, and I'll just, you know, give some gratitude for what's happening, or, you know, speak whatever's on my heart in those moments, the more I see of that. Yeah. And
so if they know you see the number sequences, they're going for the number sequences. If they know you're noticing certain words or names or license plate numbers, or they will go for that. It's amazing what they can do. And you think, how could they do that?
Yeah.
How can they get you every time you look at the clock, every time you look at a driver's plate? Like, how can they do this? But when you're looking at beings that are omnipresent, it's not hard for them to.
It's not. Know. And especially your guardian angels or, you know, your spirit guides, their whole mission is to be right by your side. And so it's like they're excitedly waiting for you to notice. And so when you first start connecting, how many times do you hear like applause and excitement and like you are acknowledged? The first time when I'm doing readings and I actually connect with a loved one who's passed, and usually when I relay the message, it's just like they're doing the happy
They're
dance.
so happy.
So, like, impressed that it's
Clapping.
working. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're so excited because they're finally getting through.
Yeah.
Someone's hearing them and they can relay a message. And now each person who's channeling the information, it's coming through your filter.
Yeah.
So if you're having maybe a hard day or a hard moment, or you're in a bad mood, or it was whatever, go lay down, have a nap, go for a walk out in nature, wait for your mind to be a little bit more high vibrational or positive, or quiet, peaceful.
Yes.
And then hit it when you're more grounded and more still in the mind.
Always. Always. And so if you're constantly on electronic devices, or you're just, in large groups of people, or you're never allowing yourself to calm to the place where you can recognize different sensations, like it's what's that word where you're overly sensitized, or where you just have so much stuff coming at you,
much stimulus.
Then that makes it really difficult to hear or understand spirit. And so
you can create moments like this. You can go and sit on the toilet, you can go and sit in the car, and you'll be like, okay, this is it, everybody. I'm going to create a still mind. So this is the moment where you can activate my chakras. This is the moment where you can come and converse with me, and I will allow thought forms to come through, and I will jot down what you're saying, right?
Yes. And spirit
lock yourself in the bathroom.
Spirit understands. I will never forget the time that, I sat down and consciously just like really focused on channeling and connecting with Jesus. And it's not something that I do all the time because I was just raised so religious in a hierarchy, but the more I connect with him, the more that I love it. And so I just kind of, really connected with Jesus, and we had this wonderful like back and forth conversation filled with divine love. And at the end, he cracked a joke, and he literally
totally cracked a joke.
Yes,
isn't that funny?
He's like, "No, wasn't that better than scrolling on your phone?" I'm like, "You're right, Jesus. It was way more entertaining. It was way better."
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
He'll say things to me like, "You're getting yourself worked up. You know that this is a temporary experience you're observing your life through, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting worked up over what?" Like, he just reminds me.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. I'm sorry. Keep going.
He also, I'll also say, how many more times am I coming back here to Earth? And he says, about 2,000, but maybe up to 2,500.
I don't know. I can't think about that.
I know. I'm like, okay, I really can't handle that, right? But if you ask a question, the answer will come. Sometimes really I'll find my angels will give me part of an answer, but they don't want me spiraling off and getting worked up about the full answer, because they're still working on things behind the scene of my life to make adjustments and move things in a different direction. So I can tell when they kind of give me a pseudo answer, just to, this is where we're going right now, but I know the path is going to change fairly soon.
Yeah.
So then I just chill out.
Yeah.
So let's move in this direction of this topic, and then we're going to channel some messages for everyone. Okay. So what is the most important when tuning into the energy around you? We've talked about creating a still mind, being at peace, being grounded in your body. So you're ungrounded when maybe you've had a lot of sugar and caffeine, maybe you're having a stressful day, your mind is racing. Have I missed anything else? Your energy feels like it's hovering outside your body, or your energy is moving really rapidly. That's when you know you're more ungrounded. So you want to move into a place of being grounded, at peace, the mind more still and quiet, more energies more calm and present in your body.
Yes. And, the way that I think about it too is, I was thinking about this question, how do we recognize the energy around us? And it's, we have 5 senses, but we actually have, it's called a 6th sense.
Yeah.
And we're so used to recognizing people with our eyes. So if you saw your next door neighbor and you saw them with your eyes, you would recognize them because of your sight. And so the sixth sense, once we use it and once we develop it and once we learn how to just, rely on it, then it works almost like your eyes. And a lot of times when energy comes in, it's either a knowing with me or I will get a name, which,
oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
If it is someone who's passed, like a lot of the times with ascended masters or, people that maybe have a more spiritual path or, their journey on life was to be this spiritual person, like, Buddha, Jesus, El Moya, those type of energies, they will put their name in my head.
Yes.
If it's a loved one, a lot of times they will put an impression of what they look like on me, or a feeling of what they are, and I'll just get the relation to the person that I'm reading for. Is that the same with you?
Yeah, I'll get a little bit of what they look like, but I'll also get like how their personality is.
Yeah.
So like my Nana's feisty and fiery.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody else will just be just so friendly and so nice and warm and welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
So then that'll be a confirmation with the person that, yes, that's actually how my relative was.
Yes.
And they'll also just what they really want to relate is how to help us here to make things easier for us. They're in pure bliss. They're in light and love. They're just like, it's a rare moment when, and of course, maybe this isn't my path, but it's a rare moment when I see someone that's earthbound or lost. But when I do, I call in backup and I get help to transition over. Mm-hmm. And they go right into the light really fast, like faster than you can blink.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty incredible. So
I've only had a handful of experiences with I'll say non-positive energy.
Yeah, I haven't had many either.
Not many.
And actually one happened just the other night, briefly, for like a split second. It doesn't really register on my radar for too long.
Yeah.
This individual I could sense had some attachments, and one of the attachments came to be lippy. And I was just like, it was like swatting a fly.
Yeah.
It was just like, whatever. Like people get so worked up about low vibrational frequencies, but the truth is you run the show.
Yes.
Right? You get to decide who's around you and who's not. And then I could tell the energy was just not dissipating quickly enough for me, which was like within 30 seconds to a minute. So I just called in my backup. And then I could see Jesus look at the energy and say, you're not supposed to be here. It's time for you to leave.
Oh, yeah.
And that was it. Like, it was like, okay. Like, if you guys knew the backup you have to call on, you would never be scared again.
Yeah.
About what? Right?
And that's a common question that I get is people have a misconception about mediums or psychics, whatever label that you want to use, is that we're hounded and we can never rest, or we go to the supermarket and
turned on and ready to channel.
And it's not. Whenever I get that question, I say, well, I have really good boundaries.
Yeah.
And it's just like a frequency on a radio dial. And when you set the intention to connect, you just dial that frequency to a different vibration. And all of a sudden you're putting out the message, okay, I'm here to connect. And this is who I want to connect with. If we just had a free-for-all, then I can imagine it would be that way. But who would choose that? No.
Well, I suppose if one is a bit more unconscious or unawake and unaware of the fact that they can, they're in charge. Like if you're younger and your gifts are open, that probably would be one of the main ways. Or you're the type of person that maybe in your day-to-day life, you just let people walk all over you. Mm-hmm. Or you allow people to behave a certain way and you don't hold the line and say the word no. Might transition over into spirit. So it's just like with a person. Would you let a person do that with you?
Yeah. And I remember that's why your courses are just so needed and
So neat.
inspiring, and it just teaches people how to have those boundaries,
Yeah.
who to call in,
Yeah.
you know, what it means when you're feeling this or that. And if you don't know what it means, then it can be
Yeah.
scary. And it can be something that, you know, you think is not good because fear is with the unknown. So once you know and you realize, hey, this is easier than I thought, then
Yeah.
you will all be able to communicate, have these two-way conversations, and it's just a beautiful thing.
And you know, there have been moments where I wasn't sure exactly what was there and I was a little nervous. I wouldn't call myself scared, but I would say, you know, but when I called in backup, I could see what was happening in the house. And the spirit is scared
Yeah.
uh, to the point where they're staying in the house and not transitioning over. So I come to realize that, you know, I'm a part of helping them.
Yes.
So I don't need to be scared. And some of them are just not even aware of where they are.
Yeah.
They're not aware, like they're just completely
Yeah.
lost. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
then you get to help them cross over and find their way. So I just think of it as a, you know, beautiful thing. So what is the importance of knowing who's around you? Why is that important?
For me, you guys tell us in the comments because I want to hear what you
Yeah.
guys are saying
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Everybody, let us know. Like, why is it important for you to know who's here with you in spirit on the other side? It's not really the other side. I love when people say the other side. They're right there in the
This
room
side.
with you. They're right there.
Yeah.
Reach out and give a fist bump.
I know, right? And for me, it goes along with what we just talked about. The more that you are able to acknowledge, like with the synchronicities, that okay, I see that that's you, Dad. And so then he rejoices and he realizes, and so it's like they turn up the volume and you're able to hear more clearly because they know that you're listening. And so when you can acknowledge the energy around you, then it begins that two-way communication.
Yeah. And for me, I think it's really important to know who's around me because I would like to know who's on my team. And
Yeah.
also, I would like to know who's here and what are they helping me with. So you have a whole team of angels, okay? And you will have 2 guardian angels. Some people will have up to 3, I've seen. And for me, I'd like to know, well, what is each angel doing on my team? So what are they helping me with? And what are these energies working on with me? It gives me an idea of what they think is important in my life. So here's some of the comments coming in. It helps make a connection much stronger, absolutely. And again, connecting with your angels. And here's another. Also, you know, helping the animals and the animals' energies and being a gatekeeper. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Like it's so important. You'll have like your fur babies come visit you and be around you and they will converse. They converse in a little bit of a different way, but they're there too. Oh, so important. So important. I love it. And you know, it's just important to know who's around you so you can know who you're talking to,
Yes.
who you're asking for help, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it makes your life much more enriching. I totally agree, Blue. Totally agree. It really does. It's the difference between walking and flying. You can walk through life, sure, but why not fly and see where it takes you and see what they can do for you? So if you're talking with them and asking for help, get ready to rumble because you can't just ask them for help and then ignore their guidance. It's not going to work like that.
Yeah.
You asked them for help. That was your free will consent. So then they're on you to follow their lead.
Yeah.
And they won't stop until you do follow. So get ready to rumble on that one. So they'll just steer you in a certain direction, and then you'll get to the other side and go, "Holy smokes, that just made my life so much easier, better."
And we've all felt that feeling inside where we are just like anxious or we want to do something but it scares us, and we'll just keep on feeling that until we actually do it. At least I get that a lot, and then once I do it, it's like, okay, everything's okay,
For me, it was I was always worried in the head, and I had a lot of fear, and I had a lot of lack thinking. And I remember one day, because when I started communicating, I realized nobody else was doing this but me. So I promised myself that I wouldn't live a life like that.
Yeah.
Because it was dragging me down, and I didn't like the way it felt. So I promised myself, from this day forward, I'm going to do my utmost best to just step forward and face the fear and do it anyways. And it's worked out and served me quite well.
And I love that, yeah. And in this day and age, mental health is a big deal, and I think that a lot of it stems from people feeling alone or feeling not understood. And so, if we can create a connection with our team that is always around us, always, then it will help us to have more self-worth. It will help us to feel comfort in those times of ultimate sorrow. That's a really big deal in this day and age, and I think that's a reason why electronics are just like getting the best of us a lot of times. I mean, I know we're on Facebook Live, however,
I think it's a balance.
Yeah.
Because some like the connections that we can make with each other online is amazing. But not letting it run your show.
Yeah.
That's the key. Yeah. So knowing when to turn it off, knowing when to step back. But that's life in general, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So we're going to go to the next question here, which is, how could you tell who is with you and around you, Dee? Like, how do you know who's around you?
I have to completely clear my mind of all my thoughts. I have to completely white slate my mind.
Say you're a go-getter would be a vast understatement. But then the cool thing was, when we were channeling where you've incarnated, you could see, wow.
Yeah.
Like the bodies and the experiences you've had on other planets and in other locations, you could understand, oh, okay, that's where that energy's coming in. Yeah. And it was amazing.
The more that you learn about your origins of your soul, not just this flesh, we've been here more than once, and we're not alone. And once you realize that these are truths that your soul recognizes, then you can start allowing yourself to look into it a little more. And the more confirmations come once you start really looking into the possibilities. And I mean, I'm here to tell you, I come from a race of really strong blue aliens. They're like
huge and muscular. I remember seeing it and channeling it, and you're like, yeah, that's what I'm getting too. And I was like, holy smoke, because I'd never seen that before. But that's just one of many ET energies I have been channeling that I've never seen before. I mean, if you think that we've got it all figured out here with the 10 or 100 or 200 that we know about,
yes, and I'm so excited and grateful to be alive right now, because this wasn't even a possibility, and we have to you have to still temper your conversations with people and be really aware of how you're saying things. Like, I can't just go up to people and say, I had my soul's origin is on a blue spaceship with people in my,
okay there.
Yeah, and and that's kind of why I think Spirit doesn't give us everything at once. It's like little breadcrumbs, bit by bit, and then you can build one upon the other in order to put your story together. And so, just the ability for us to come into this community that we're in right now and talk about this, oh my gosh. Even 50 years ago.
Like, even I remember 6 years ago when I started off on this journey, everybody was so excited and so interested, right? But when things get tough in your life, when things get tough on the planet, we move more into survival mode, I suppose we could say. So, this maybe isn't something as much in the forefront, but we don't realize just how much this can help you in your day-to-day life when things are difficult.
Yeah.
And the beautiful safe space that we create online with these lives in my group, Intuitive Angel Messages, but also by creating, courses and being in that group. Oh my gosh, you can then tune in to where you've been. And it's cool to have the confirmation with other people to see the same thing that you see.
Yes.
That's cool too.
That, and it's all a part of learning. And if we didn't have these places where we could go and talk about it openly, then it would still be looked at as, the witches of Salem or something.
But it's so funny. It depends on where you live, because some parts of the world are not ready at all.
No.
Like some countries.
Some parts in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Like some countries are in survival mode, period. And then, where I live, I remember I was going to move here and they were like telling me that, oh, you should go downtown. There are some shops run by witches and you can get tarot readings. And I was like, okay. Like, I think this is a bit weird. And I don't see myself like that at all. Or like in association with what others are doing. I do my own thing, always have. I do me. I do what makes me happy and what feels right for me. And I always say that to anyone and everyone. Always follow the path that is in vibrational alignment. Always follow what feels good and feels right. Always. No matter what. But I remember one medium saying to me, well, you better use protection because there's a lot of witches there. And I was like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm going to emanate my light out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to impact and affect everyone here.
Yeah.
Get ready to rumble. I'm arriving. I'm moving here. So that's my motto.
A message that I get from Spirit all the time is that we're all so unique, and we are all like, our unique views of the world are needed. Like, we're not meant to follow what the crowd. We're meant to bring our own unique voice to the earth, especially right now. I mean, I get that message so much.
Oh, big time. Every reading I'm giving recently, if there's any uniqueness or difference or different things about a person, the angels will highlight it and go right in for it and then celebrate it and tell them to continue being unique and beautiful. And I mean, my hair is blonde right now because the angels asked me to go back to being blonde, because they're like, well, that is more of your energy and your personality. I said, yeah, that's true. I mean, when I grew up, my hair was blonde till I was 16, like really blonde. And they're like, and there will be those who will notice it more. So that's another reason why I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's a lot more work. That's what I said to them. And they would just chuckle. But it's up to me. It's my free will, right?
Girl, you know how I feel about hair. I'm changing it every day.
Yeah, literally every day. Like crazy. I'm like, give me a good cut, and let's do this and let's do that, it's different.
Yeah.
But so when you're sensing energy, how can you tell who is around you? So like if Jesus comes in versus your dad, or how do the angels feel to you versus a soul coming and communicating with you?
It's all about intention, completely with me. So if I'm sitting down with a quiet mind with the intention of connecting to specifically Jesus, then I will focus on that, and then I will feel what it feels like. And then, that's lesson number one. And then lesson number two is, when I'm just talking to somebody and I recognize that same feeling, then I say, oh, I recognize this as Jesus.
And that's why it's important to journal.
Yeah.
Because you can write down, oh yeah, that's what Jesus feels like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when, let's say I'm giving a reading for somebody of an energy I've never felt before, all I can do is try to verbalize exactly what I'm feeling or seeing. And I'm just like you, where I'm more clairsentient and claircognizant. So I feel and I know. Yeah. And so as I'm trying to describe these things, I might not use the right words, but then once I use that specific word that that person relates to, they're like, oh yeah, that totally relates. I'm like, oh good, I said it the right way because I'm like this big translator, you know?
The translator of the non-physical for the physical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I find that souls who have incarnated on Earth have like a it feels more earthy, or they have more of an earth frequency to them, whereas the angels are super high vibrational and light filled, and they can move and go, and they know everything.
Yeah.
And they move around, and they have not, the ones at least that I've conversed with, have not incarnated on Earth at all. Whereas I can tell with Jesus, he's prepared. He's got just more, I don't know if I would say more experience, but he's, or if you want to say more educated.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to say it like that's kind of limiting, but more
empathetic almost, like he knows, he's been there. It kind of comes across as like they get it for some. Yeah. I'm not saying the angels don't get it, but
more knowledge,
souls,
more experience, and you know me, I didn't really want to work with Jesus in the beginning. I was like not interested, but then I said, well, let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
Am I going to refuse help?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. I said, we'll see how it goes. I said, I'll think about it for a month, and then I said, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And he can be quite straight to the point too. Very, so get ready to rumble.
Yeah. My guy is Buddha. I just
relate. Wonderful.
Oh,
great energy.
And I am not a Buddhist, and I'm not even that familiar with Buddhism. I mean, ever since he's been coming to me, obviously I've looked more into Buddhism, but he is such just a joy, like
total joy.
Just yeah, and it's so amazing. It kind of boggles your mind that we can connect with these energies. Like after you come out of a session or, you know, conversation with these ascended masters, you just leave it with so much appreciation for what we're doing here on Earth, and just the infinite possibilities of our soul. Like it blows your mind.
You guys wouldn't even imagine how happy they are that you're all sitting here just learning about all of this or wanting a message from them. Like, oh my God, like, what are you, 1% of the population, or maybe even less than that? It's unbelievable. I can totally see how Buddha would come to you and be around you. It would really help for peace and grounding and calm. And then when we get there, then it's like, okay, we got the doorway open. Let's get her.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Buddha
just channel.
He always encourages
why he's around you a lot and just see what he says.
Oh yeah, dude.
No, just, I mean, I'm curious. I thought maybe you'd be curious. Then we're going to take some questions and see what everybody would like.
Let's do.
So I'm just going to hone in on Buddha's energy and just see what, first of all, I get a lot of laughter.
Yeah, he's so happy.
It's just laughter, joy, happy, boisterous.
He is.
What I'm getting is that you need him at this time. He's helping to open the doorway further. He's talking about getting your energy further in the direction that's needed in order to connect in with the energies that are ready to communicate through you.
Oh, wow.
So it's almost like helping bring you into alignment more. And then once we're, there we go. And now the door is open and here we go.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm also getting that there's like there are many other energies that are ready to communicate through you in order to relay their messages for others, and also for you. And I'm getting globally, like through your YouTube channel. And if anybody wants to come visit your YouTube channel, it's called In the Moment with D. Okay. So coming through you and out globally, and also one-on-one individually for people.
Wow.
He says that you have a bright spirit, you have what it takes. You're in, he's talking about being in more of a high vibrational frequency, so more uplifting and happy. And then it's just about bringing you into alignment. And now we're in the flow to channel. He's talking about bright days ahead, bright, like he's showing me, he keeps saying brighter days ahead, bright days ahead. A lot of light coming. So I'm asking him, is this a lot of light in general infused in your life, or are we talking about a lot of light coming into your life via the energies that are ready to converse through you? Both. Cool. That's super cool. Do you want to take Lavon's question? She's having a difficult time right now, and she is wondering if there's any messages that would like to come through for her from anyone, from her angels, her spirit guides, Jesus.
I definitely have your male guardian angel here, and he is very strong, and he's showing himself just wrapping his arms around you, and he's repeating what we're saying: you're not alone, I'm right here. He's talking about the strength that he is giving you, and I have goosebumps as I'm talking about his arms around me. There's goosebumps all over all of my arms.
Arms,
yeah,
just like right here. Shivers.
You feel the energy in your arms is because he really is hugging you right now. And he wants you to continue on this path of learning and growing, and he's going to support you during this time. And is there someone that's holding a contention against you, and you're just confused about which way to go? I'm just feeling this. Something inside of you is just tugging at which way to go.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Also, I'm getting some change. We might not see it as being good at first. The changes that are unfolding in our lives, we're like, why is this happening? This is not good. But ultimately, it is actually for the best and moving us in a better direction, although we may not see that at first.
Yes.
So let us know in the comments, okay? Oh, I'm getting a yes on that.
Yes. Yes, he's just saying, yeah, put down the fight. You don't have the energy for this right now. Your energy can be put in other places that are going to help you. And he's just reiterating, I am here and talk to me. And he's,
like you're worried, you're upset, just have a good free-for-all. Okay, anybody can do this, and I highly recommend you do, because we get worried about stuff, and then it's like an old tape pattern that we repeat in the head. So how we shift that is sit and complain to your angels. Don't think that they can't handle it, or that they'll get upset by that, because they won't.
No.
They love it. They're going to transmute that.
Yeah, he's telling me also that you need to remember that everybody walks their own path, and it's not your job to change them. You just need to worry about changing you. So just really focus on that. He's telling me, and continue what you're doing.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And just a reminder that these kinds of shifts and changes unfolding, it's not about you, it's not about them, it's also how they want you to see it is sometimes we're no longer a vibrational match for others' frequencies. They're not ready to come along with us or understand what we're doing or where we're going, whatever the case may be. It's just not a vibrational match. And what we originally see as being not good, the direction that you're moving in is actually for the betterment, not only of yourself, but for all.
Yes. That's
when you're feeling low vibrational, do you want someone to be super positive in your face all the time and telling you about spirituality? No, you don't. Like,
yeah.
So it'll be for the betterment of all.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just having a look down here. Okay, so, all right. So Karen, you're having rotator cuff surgery. I know a woman that had both of them done. Okay, because she had arthritis in both, and it was like eroded away. And she was about 55 when she had them done, and it went well. So let's see where we're going to go with this. Okay, okay, it's your dominant hand that you're having done. All right, so have a let's have a look. Okay, you have. It's really, oh, this has come in so
I got
strong, Kara.
it too.
My
You go
God,
first.
seriously. It's shooting down the top of my head, straight, right down here, straight, and it's not in the center of me. It's just hammering me. Feels like I'm being just a shot of electricity through my body from your team here. Okay, it's really important to trust this surgeon working on you. This surgeon knows what they're doing. See it being successful. See it being a good outcome. Okay, so how you choose to see it is how you will help to influence and manifest it as well. Okay, first step one, Karen, you're going to give all your fears to your angels to transmute into the light. Step two, you're going to see the outcome how you want it to be. And step three, I see this outcome in this direction, this or something even better. Thank you. So you're allowing them to go ahead and help make it an even better outcome.
Yes.
The other thing I'm getting here is that the service in the hospital, the people that will be helping you is going to be really good, very professional, on point, like my surgery. So that's how it was for me too. I had like 10 women in the operating room helping me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, down in Florida. They all looked at me and some of them said, because they need to know, I guess, because they put me under. They said, well, have you ever had COVID? And I said, no. I mean, not that I've had any symptoms of COVID, and they were all shocked by that. And I said, no, I haven't. And just so helpful, so kind, so loving, so like just on it with me. And the surgeon, I trusted in him because I saw really good things about him online when I researched him to see if there were any reviews about him online, but also Spirit was giving me great things about him. And the interesting thing was everything that they said he was like is exactly how he was.
Yeah.
He was good at multitasking, and he could go in and he would help out the women in my mouth, and like if there was any pain problems, he was taking care of it right away, and he was really calm under pressure. Oh, yeah. He was rocking good. Okay, so you want to take the next one?
Well, let me just get in here real quick.
Go ahead.
I got a little message for Karen too. I got really strongly 6 weeks. You need to really focus on the opportunity to ask others for help. And the surgery will be successful if you take it easy, realize that, you're not going to be the one to do everything that you used to. So look at the people around you and make sure that you are using the opportunity to let them be of service to you, and use your voice. Actually ask them for help with things, and it will just create this circle of love around you that will also help in your healing. So for at least 6 weeks, really take it easy, and I have a good feeling about it as well. I feel like it, just like Kristin said, it's up to you.
Well, it's interesting because, this surgeon and his team, there are specific guidelines I am to follow after surgery. And like I remember my guardian angel saying to me, follow what they tell you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I was irritated by some of the things that they were telling me that I had to do. I was like, what? I don't do that. But I've come to understand now on the other side why it's so important, the things that they're asking me to do. So I get it now.
Yeah.
I understand. Oh, okay. Okay, this is why I have to go down 6 months later and get a new set of teeth, because everything's going to shrink back. And these teeth aren't going to fit in the mouth as good as the new set are going to fit in my mouth. So it's super important to follow their lead, especially when you're not used to asking for help. Ask for help. My mom is like that. She refuses to ask for help. And it's like, oh, I don't think so.
I could be that way a little bit.
Yeah, like I can do it myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to bother anyone. No, we need to bother people now.
Yeah.
People are going to get bothered.
Yeah.
All right, Emma's question is, who is working with me? I've been feeling very intense energy the last few days. So have all of us. We have a massive, massive amount of energy coming in right now. You might notice, like, holy moly, it's just flooding through your whole body, heart palps, anxiety, your chakras are opening. Oh my God. We are getting, as my guardian angel would like to call it, recalibrated.
Yeah.
Okay, get ready to rumble. And what I get in February is it's going to be a party of super high vibrational frequency coming in. Are you getting that too? February, it's go time.
It just feels like we're on the precipice and we're just like just about there, you know. And it's just the waiting is so hard, and the energy that's coming in, and our dreams. You and I have talked about the vivid dreams that we're having lately. They're just, you know, and they're positive and beautiful and hopeful, and
really positive.
energy is,
crazy positive. And it's really a big shift with where we just were, because where we were was very slow. The energy was like moving as slow as it's going to go, is what my guardian angel told me. It never stops, but it was purging time, rest time, and then all of a sudden we're like whammo here. Like it's okay, good, okay. So are there any new energies working with Emma? I get there's no new ones. I get that there's this incoming frequency that's permeating our vessels and recalibrating us right now. Anything you need to know? Relax and go with the flow while this is happening. So take some deep breaths, lay down, go out in nature as much.
I know they're showing me
a tree, camp out for a night. Just kidding. But it would be good for us if we could handle the snow. You go ahead.
I know they're showing me a lot of elemental energy of you know, like wood beings, not just being in there, asking you to connect with plants. And if you don't even, like, in your house, just sit with plants, or go to the grocery store and buy some flowers and just have that moment where you're appreciating that, and that's going to really help you to assimilate those energies coming in. You can tell me in the comments if you like garden, or if you're out. Like, they're just showing me like these little beings working in the dirt and just being so happy. So, and that's going to help you.
That's how I felt yesterday. I was like, I'm going out into nature. There's ferns and trees with moss on the trees, and it was beautiful, and I felt so much better. Yeah, it's so strong what's going on right now. We're really getting recalibrated. I feel like we're also getting cracked open. My friend kept talking about Princess Diana, and I was picking my friend up, and we were just sitting and waiting. And all of a sudden this energy shot through the top of the car and down my back, and then I knew it was a opening to have a conversation with Princess Diana's energy. And so she was really just cheerleading me on and telling me that whatever changes come, if I'm not happy with all of them, I can always tweak things and make things easier and better, and to not sweat the small stuff. Don't get worked up about the small stuff. And some of the stuff we might say in our minds, well, it's not small, this is a big deal. But if we get like a calm sensation, like I do with Karen, for example, even though, yeah, that's surgery, follow the lead of the energy. The energy is guiding you to relax. Okay.
Great advice.
And right there, don't sweat it and don't overanalyze it and don't overthink it and don't worry about it all the time. Okay. Easier said than done. Practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah.
If there was such a thing as perfection. Okay, Blue would like to know if there's a message for her, especially if I'm meant to move with him this year. Is she meant to move in this year? It's funny how you can get a yes, no, and I get in the middle. You can, if you wish.
Yeah, it's not a yes for sure. I did not get a yes. I am getting a pullback on that. It's like, do you really need to? It's kind of a do you really need to?
So let's see the verbiage on that. Not necessary, not needed at this moment or in this moment. Your mind is going to certain things like relocation, meeting up with other people or engaging with other people in other areas, but not at this time. So how about the following year? The feeling behind this is like they're waiting for something to shift in you. So what it needs to shift in you? Is that where we're going with this? Okay, so if we're wishy-washy with certain things in life, like a lot of, well, let's say if we're kind of stagnant or paralyzed sometimes and we have some we don't really make decisions very easily, or we're just kind of hunkered back and we're just kind of coasting through life. What they'd really like for you to ask is, please help me with clarity as to what path is best and what direction to move in, and then just help me get there. Thank you. Okay. And then when the guidance comes in, you go. But right now, this feeling is like this.
Mm-hmm. You know who's showing up for you for me is Ganesh. I don't know if you work with Ganesh.
Oh, isn't that awesome? Ganesh
but Ganesh has showed up and offered his assistance for you, and he's a really big bringer of change.
Yeah.
And you know, once I started tapping into your energy, I think he's already around you. I don't know if you felt him around you. But he's kind of just like bowing like this and offering his assistance during this.
I would make that. I think my Nana worked with Ganesh a lot.
Yeah.
She had little elephants all over the house and just, she loves Ganesh.
Yeah. No wonder. He's with you for sure. Like he showed up. Whenever I read somebody that has him with me, I am reminded of how awesome he is. He's so just awesome. Joyful, but he's just such a bringer of change. And so at this time, just connect with him. Yeah.
She says that she feels him often. But she's also saying that part of the reason why maybe this isn't a yes to move is she has 2 clients that she's working with, personal contracts. So this just isn't it right now. It's really about what do you want?
It really is.
Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself? Where do you see, do you know what I'm saying? So if you feel stagnant or immobilized, that's something you can ask them to help you with as to what direction to take.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question is from Jocelyn. I would like to know who is around me and why. So let's feel that, Jocelyn. Who's around you? Let us know in the comments what you feel. Let us know in the comments if you feel the energy coming in above you, which one, or beside you, which one of your chakras is opening and expanding. Where do you feel the pressure through your chakra centers? So let us know in the comments. We're going to have Jocelyn practice that first, and we're going to move to the next question before we answer that, Jocelyn. You first, Jocelyn, then us. All right. Kenzie's asking, going home to visit my mother to work on our relationship that fell out over Thanksgiving. Will past loved ones be there to help? We need them. Okay. So what's the energy that you feel with this, Dee?
Well, I can feel the contention for sure.
Yep.
And I can feel some stubbornness in there.
100%.
And yeah, there's your ancestors, as you worded it, are asking you to just lead with love and understanding. And holding the grudge is not the answer, is what I'm getting. And they're applauding you for putting the step forward to try to fix this relationship. But also they're saying don't be disappointed if it doesn't go the way that you envision it, because everybody has their own path. And I'm getting the words that this may take time. I'm just feeling like this may take time. But if you lead with understanding through your heart, that's going to lead to the best outcome. What are you getting, Kristin?
I think you nailed it on the head. 100%. 100%. I'll see if there's any addition to that. Okay, so there's two paths. One is you get along the best that you can with each other, and you accept each other for how each other is, and that's just how it is. But you get along with each other enough to have a functioning connection with one another. Then the second path is less contact with one another. And I do see you feeling a lot more free to be you, free on your own path. Contacting each other once in a while, but not as often. And now they're showing me you in a cocoon, and you're breaking free out of the cocoon as a butterfly. And I see you just flying up in the sky and so free.
Yeah.
And happy and joyous. And the last message that's coming through is we can't always be how others want us to be and expect us to be. Sometimes we need to be free and be ourselves and be free. And sometimes others can't be what we need them to be. Okay? But that's your free will as to where you're going to take it. Do they feel this is where they want to go? Do they feel that you need to travel to go home? The answer to that is no. These are conversations that can be had over the phone. And one of you is putting in more effort than the other, and I feel that that person is you. And I mean, they're saying, what wouldn't we do for our mother to keep that connection alive, right? To be there. But there has to come a time when we put our happiness first and foremost. And they feel that maybe too much energy and too much effort is being put forth on your behalf in this relationship. Thank you, dear ones. But don't worry. I get this hand gesture. Don't worry. However which way it goes will be for the best. Remember that. So however which way, don't feel that, oh no, this is the worst. This is how it turned out. No, this is how it's meant to be. This is for the best. Oh, they're really happy they got that through.
the entire time you're talking, I'm just getting repeated in my head, this message is for everybody. You're not alone in this situation that you're in. There's a lot of people going through exactly what you're going through right now. And there's just sending so much love with this. And the fact that you brought it up and it can help other people right now, it's like they're rejoicing. Like I have goosebumps everywhere that just know you're not alone. So many people are going through this.
So many. Like, it's unbelievable how many.
Yeah.
It's like unreal.
It is.
There's a lot of shifts and changes happening. And some people think about, you have all these big shifts happening on planet Earth, and there's a lot of people that don't want to shift and change.
It's
don't want to wake up. They don't
it's
want
uncomfortable.
to have more consciousness come to the forefront of their being. Holy cow, it's going to be rocky with them. And am I meant to fix that or make it better? No. My job is to hold the light, to be the butterfly. That's what our job is.
Yeah.
If you want a job. All right. Kay, let's move in your direction. Kay, you're feeling stuck and like no one takes you seriously. All right. So here's the first guidance that comes through is blunt. I don't know why this is coming in blunt. I don't know if you're super blunt or if you need it blunt like this, but your team is coming through blunt. Ready? People will take you seriously when you take yourself seriously. When you hold the line, and sometimes you have to say no more. Or sometimes you have to hold the line and communicate how you feel. And if that's not reciprocated, or there's not that engagement with others in the way in which is of benefit or beneficial for you, then so be it. Move in a different direction. On the other flip side of the coin, however, if you're too crass, too blunt, too harsh, too much, and it's off-putting for others, that can also steer them in a direction of not taking you too seriously, ignoring you, or shifting their attention and their focus elsewhere. So what they'd like to say next is, I don't know, like, here we go. Come back into yourself. You don't have to, okay, whew, so much. Hold on a minute. Come back into yourself. You don't have to give your opinion all the time. Be blunt with others, okay? Police others, or a fact checker. What the heck is this? Giving facts and points, opinions, okay? Nobody wants somebody that's super opinionated all the time in one's face. It's okay if they ask your opinion, if they ask for guidance from you, but if they don't, you are to sit and, yeah, you can sit and listen or not. Come back into yourself and allow us to help steer you in the moment so that you don't run away on yourself. Okay? We have moments like that. All of us do. But if it's continuously all the time, people just, they'll move in a different direction from being around you. Oh, I used to be like that in the beginning. Oh, the indigo in me thought I could fix and change everybody. And I remember when I was first giving readings, the angels would say, Kristin, this is an angel reading, not a Kristin reading. Yeah. Got it? Right? They'd say it in a nice way about, they would course correct that reading toot sweet when I started giving my opinions, because it's not about me. And people won't change unless they're ready to change. If they want to change, they'll change. If you want to change, you'll change or shift or move in a different direction. But I got course corrected many times. They're also calling you an indigo. Mm-hmm. They're going to help bring you back into yourself and soften a bit. Okay. Just soften you a bit. We're talking about this stems from where you have been other than Earth, where you have been a leader, taking charge, giving, what is that? Giving orders. I'm like, what is this? She's giving something. Oh, yes, orders. Okay, giving orders. Like you're in the front, you're the leader, you're like, follow my lead, and you knew what you were doing and you were good at what you did. So now you've come to Earth and it's not working out in the same way. Okay? Allow others to be as they choose and move in the direction that feels best and right for you, and bring your energy back into yourself. What does it mean to bring your energy back into yourself? I'm going to go off on a limb here and then they'll correct me if I'm wrong. When I'm out here all the time, my energy's outside of myself, right? When I'm calm, I'm observing the situation, I'm observing my thoughts, I have stillness here, and I don't get worked up as easily with people's opinions of me or their thoughts. Now my energy is back in my body, okay? And their energy isn't going to run my show.
Yeah.
You're floating above yourself. Okay. So they're going to help bring your energy back into your body. You'll be a leader here too, they're saying, but just in a different way, where others will want to stick around and connect with you and appreciate you more so. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, that was intense. But you need it intense and you need it blunt is the gist I'm getting here. Anything else? They say that you'll get it in time because you'll get tired of the same outcome and you'll want to shift and change because you'll get tired of this path that you're on in the future. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, that was really intense. Your team's intense. I think you have some intense lifetimes. And I think, Dee, you can associate with that.
Yes,
in a big
I can.
Yeah. You can associate more.
Yeah, and that it's so funny because as you're giving that reading, I had Buddha coming in my ear and just telling me,
he's available
because
too.
I know, and he's just encouraging everything that you're saying about, going within, because that's one of his biggest things is, the world is beautiful, but it doesn't compare to the beauty within. That's one of the things that he's always repeating to me. And so, he's really just encouraging you to find that stillness, and the more that you go within, the more, you're going to grow. So
it's never outside of you.
No.
It will never be outside of you. And if you don't like what's going on outside of you, where do you go? Do you point the finger at other people? You. It's your fault. You. And my opinion of you, and I want to tell you something. No, wrong direction. What is it in you that is manifesting this outside of yourself?
Yes. We can't change people, but we can change ourselves. I love what you just said.
Yeah. What is it in you that is a vibrational match for what's happening outside of you?
Yeah.
You know what else they're saying? It's not even about what's going on outside of you. It's also what's going on in your head.
Oh, yeah.
So they're saying that to her as well. It's also about what's going on in your head. So if you find that your thoughts are running away on you, that you have a lot of blunt thoughts, blunt thinking, intense thoughts. Yeah. She says, you got me. Okay. Yeah. So they're talking about bringing you back inside of yourself and softening you a bit. Okay. Because it's not going to be a fun ride for the rest of your life like that. All right, so Jocelyn has taken the time to sense who is around her. And she's telling me that she senses her guardian angel and she feels that the energy is coming right in through her heart chakra. So let's sense and feel around Jocelyn.
There's more than one.
Oh,
there's so much.
Where are you seeing them? Because it's so funny you just said that, because I'm looking at her and I see one here and one on the other side of her.
Well, when she first came in, I started having all these people pop up and I'm like, okay, I need to calm that down because I don't
who's around me? Oh, just 1,000.
And
Just 1,000. It's no big
you're like,
deal.
yeah, you figured it out, Jocelyn. I'm like, okay, good. Let's have her give us answer before I just go on a list.
All right. So who's on her immediate
Yeah.
team? Let's narrow it down, shall we? Because we could be here for a while. So you get more than one. I see one guardian angel on one side, one on the other. I'm using remote viewing. Any one of us can do that. I'm teaching that coming up in February. Can't wait. Such a doing that workshop. Oh my God. So we see the guardian angels. Who else are we seeing with her, around her?
Well, she has a very strong female strength. Yeah.
It feels like a grandma to me.
There's a female there, and it feels like I recognize it almost as Mother Mary because I'm very familiar with her energy, but it's that type of a loving. So let's just see, is this Grandma? Yes, and Mother Mary. It's both.
Wow.
That's what I'm getting. Like, it was a definite yes on Grandma, and then Mother Mary. She attracts this kind of loving energy to her, is what I'm getting.
And I also get that they're watching over her.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I get with your energy, Jocelyn. Very loving, nurturing, kind soul.
Yes.
But I get like not quite a feeling of not 100% fitting in here on Earth. I mean, a lot of us could say that, couldn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's because of where you've incarnated. And Earth is quite different than where you've been.
Mm-hmm.
Your energy has tried out some other vessels, and it's vastly different than where we are on Earth. And they're just talking about you being gentle with yourself. And if you don't feel like you fit in with certain groups of people or certain individuals, or there's just moments where you don't feel like you want to kind of participate, that's okay. It's okay to not fit in here, you know, they're saying.
Yeah.
It's okay to not fit in here. But I just get a very gentle.
Very gentle.
Very gentle. And you're being watched over and looked after. And it's okay to feel different, and it's okay to not fit in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The right ones will come along in time. That's the other part I got. All right. Courtney is desperately craving change in her life, but lately she doubts on her decisions to make the leap, and she's feeling overwhelmed. P.S. When this energy is coming in, as it is right now, it's so easy to feel overwhelmed. A lot of our energy is being shifted and recalibrated, and it's almost like I can't even think a thought sometimes. I feel almost immobilized. And so any little small thing seems overwhelming for me, and I'm not normally like that. So I know it's the energy. Oh, and also the fear of failure. You know, nothing teaches you more than failure. Failure is a wonderful thing.
Like, I have that same fear, I promise. Like, I'm a big perfectionist.
Many times as you want, but ultimately you will learn it's the picking yourself back up and continuing to go. As long as the energy is steering you in that direction. If it feels stagnant or you get a pullback sensation in the body, you're not meant to go in that direction. So that's the key.
Yeah.
Let's tune in with Courtney, shall we?
Yeah.
And you go ahead first.
Let's see, Courtney, I'm just feeling that you are ungrounded, like we're talking about. And so we really need to just get your energy to pull down. And they're telling me she's not listening to us.
We were all like that at one point. There's times where I hear them and I still don't listen to them.
I don't listen either. There's a little bit of frustration coming up with your, like, it's love, but they're just telling me straight out, we're like, well, they're just telling me, like, bluntly almost, well, she's not listening to us. And I can feel like you want it. You want to be the person that makes the change. You want to be, like, they're telling me you can't force this issue. This is something that you can't force, and they're showing me like the flow of the ocean and get into that flow. Because right now you are the rocks along the shore that the waves are crashing against. And so they're also saying, could you please mention water? And water is going to be something that you're connected to. And so with that, salt baths in regular, even if you're taking a shower, just connect with that water. And that's going to help with your integrating of those energies. Yeah, Courtney, I'm just getting over again divine timing.
Yeah,
And
it's
you
so
can't
fine.
force it. Yeah, are you getting that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I want this, but I'm hanging back, and for me to take action steps, oh my God. Like, where am I going to take action steps? But the truth is, I think your soul's picking up on change coming and that the change is coming, but I'm not getting that the action steps are necessary to take right yet. But your
No.
sense is coming. So when it does come, are there any action steps for her to take?
They want you to be ready. They just really want you to be ready. And in order to be ready, you need to learn how to control yourself. That's what I'm
Don't get
getting.
too worked up.
No.
Don't look at me now. I got worked up in the beginning doing this, and it was just all for what? Like, for what? Like, because this is a beautiful path that I'm on, and I'm the path ahead for you is about having fun and enjoying yourself. It's not about worry or any of that stuff. And in the 3D world, it's all about don't fail. You have to be successful. You have to do it the right way. Who says?
Yeah.
Who says?
And you have a young female soul that has passed over that's with you. I'm not sure, you can put in the comments with you, but she wants you to play with her, and that will release energy. So what she wants is, when you're listening to music, she wants you to actually sing and dance and actually play. That's what she's telling me. She's like, could you please tell her that I'm here and I'm waiting for her to play? If that resonates, let me know. Do you feel this young female energy with her?
I haven't honed in on that. I'm getting a yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't honed in on it, but I got a big yes. Female saying yes.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. Like, let's relax in life. Who said it had to be hard? Who says it has to be hard?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay, you have to take action steps, but am I the type of person to be a paramedic or a doctor? No, I'm not built for that. But I'm still moving in the direction that I feel is fun and exciting and
Yeah.
moving me in the direction that I'm meant to be on. It's all about the energy guiding and steering you. If it feels flat and stagnant, don't go in that direction. If you get a tightness in your chest or pullback, don't go in that direction. So let's go with a timeline. Is there a timeline that she's meant to be moving? Dance and sing.
I know. I had to say it because it was like
dance and sing, dance and sing. Okay, do it. Dance around the house, sing, and when you have any worries, give it over to be transmuted. And what are we looking at? 2023. Nope.
No.
2024. There are certain changes energetically that are going to transpire within you through 2023, like they are with a lot of people here on earth, with not everybody, but some more than others. Yes. And so these energetic changes need to come first before these next changes come outside of yourself. First, the changes within yourself energetically, and then outside of yourself. So 2024, I get a thumbs up.
Yeah, I get in the latter, but they're literally saying we don't want to say because stuff needs to change. Like maybe the end, but they're like,
we'll see.
Stuff is going to change, and it's not in cement, basically.
I mean, I had to be ready to do this path, to do this work, and I had to be ready for a lot of things. So until Kristin decided to kick alcohol to the curb and decided to let go of what others' opinions are of me, etc., 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 Kristin wasn't probably going to be as ready So I had to be ready energetically and otherwise before stepping off. But I'll tell you, the second that happened, they were on me like white on rice. Let's go. And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, man, whoa.
Yeah.
Like right now, or like tomorrow?
Yeah. Once you let them know you're ready, or and everything aligns, it's like you're off to the races. You just go like
when they know it's time.
The
You're gonna
confidence
get
to
it.
say yes. Yeah.
And then you'll be like me. Oh, well, I was asking them for 12 years and now they're telling me and now I'm saying no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe I should follow them.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's really when it's go time, you will be going and you'll want to go and you're gonna have fun doing it.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to say really quick that book, The Prosperity, what is it? John Price's
The Abundance
Code. Okay, so I started
The
doing
Abundance book.
Information started coming so fast that I had to literally be like, whoa, like the floodgates were open. Like all these just ideas and thoughts, like once, because I put myself
just about
ready,
working
and then it's just
for
like
money. You'll get insights and like information will come in your mind and like it's unbelievable. I mean, sometimes I'm like getting a tea and my angel's like, see the abundance coming into your bank account.
Yeah.
And then I get home and I'm like, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little overwhelming, like all the abundance ideas. And it's like, well, that scares me. I don't know if I'm ready. But, once it's there, then you can kind of like chip away at it a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll steer the ship real toot sweet. Who decides if abundance is coming into your life? You do.
Yeah.
It's not your employer. It's not your friends. It's not your family. It's your energy, your thoughts.
Yeah.
So like $1 on Kindle, get the Abundance book by John Price.
Yeah, definitely recommend.
Okay. There's something also, Courtney, about like hanging back and being comfortable with how things are. So energetically, they're going to be, your energy is going to shift and change over this year. And then you'll be energetically ready for this next path, energetically, mentally, emotionally. Okay. But
they're telling me like I got a similar message that I just needed to relax and slow down, and it was hard for me to hear. Yeah. Trust me. And like every person that I talked to that had any type of ability would give me the message, it's time for you to relax. And I'm like, but I can't. But I'm getting the exact same message that Kristin is, and that's why they're showing me my experience with that. I'm such a doer and I want to just go and go.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to hear.
They're slowing you down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do 50 readings a week and I'm going to... They won't let me do more than 10 a week. They are like, you're not doing it. Okay. Because you will burn your energy out. I'm sure you could do more than me, Dee. I'm sure you could. But reality is...
Come on now.
It's a lot of recalibration happening this year, a lot of shifting and changing with us. So it's going to be rocking and rolling. But if the angels came to me, say about a year prior to the time that they did, and I was boozing it up and I was not in as much of a high vibrational place, it wouldn't be the right time, would it? It's divine timing.
It is.
So,
timing.
And if I'm not, I feel like with you, Courtney, like I'm used to things being the way that they are. And okay, now I can feel and sense that I'm supposed to step up to the plate and change is going to come. But how do I do that? Let them steer the ship when it's time, because it's not time yet, but you're sensing it's coming, and it is. Okay. But it's about being ready. And it's not the type of thing about being ready as in, I have to educate myself and I have to be ready in the 3D kind of way. It's the type where you go sing, go and dance, chill out, have fun, relax, and they'll steer the ship when it's time. Because those of us who are on this path and ready, we're going to be taking a path that is very high vibrational and enjoyable and fun, not sitting at a desk doing something that you're not happy doing, or cleaning toilets like I used to do. That wasn't very enjoyable to do. I enjoy the pets, I enjoy the dogs and the kitties, but at some point it's time to shift and pivot. So this is going to be a pivot come 2024, and I do see the second half of
Yes.
2024 as well. It's not
Like it's more possible the fall area. Yeah.
like past the summer.
Mm.
So what does she do in the interim? Relax,
Yeah.
enjoy yourself. The abundance book is good for you. And singing, dancing, enjoying yourself. They're saying you could test the waters and step outside of your comfort zone from time to time. That would be really beneficial for you, not only for this path that they're going to steer you on, but also for life in general. P.S. I think that's good for everybody. So do something that you normally maybe wouldn't do, that would bring you outside your comfort zone as you are guided. So we're not going to just be like, okay, I'm going to go paintball shooting today because my angels told me to step outside my comfort zone. No, you're going to wait for the guidance to come in, and then you'll be guided on a certain path, and then do it and test the waters. If that's something you want, you can ask them to do that. Because getting comfortable with being uncomfortable is important, as well as being comfortable, they're saying. So yeah, we can all be just comfortable, sure. Or getting comfortable with being uncomfortable is also important. You know that more than anybody, I'm sure. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We probably went months, if not years, like that.
Yeah.
And you then see the bigger picture, and you change as a person, you change as a soul. Yeah. It's cool, isn't it? So let's see any last guidance. Shall we channel from Ganesh?
Oh my gosh, yes. Let's do it
for everybody.
Let's do it, Ganesh. Oh, I'm just hearing those handbells in my head right now.
It's bizarro. It's like a high-pitch tin, tin,
Yeah.
tin.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard him do that before. Mind you, I've only channeled him once before, and that's on my YouTube channel. Okay. If an elephant could have a smile.
He's doing this dance like on two legs, and he's up like this, and he's just like, but I see his eyelashes. He's looking at all
around in a circle. Okay. All right. So he's in big time celebration mode.
He is.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yes, I would love to go first. Ganesh, he's saying, I honor you, dear ones. In gratitude, I'm here with you to share this message for the group of universal love, exchanging of energies one with another, and learning how to flow with the grand universe as we enter into this new age of 2023. He says, be not afraid, dear ones. We are here with you at this time to guide your path if you so wish. And if you would like me to help in that endeavor, then I would love to share the energy from the cosmos down to beautiful planet Earth with all of the souls that would care to join. Be brave, be joyful, dance to the rhythm of your own drum, of your own music, for you're creating a symphony that reverberates through the entire universe. Be well and be blessed.
That was incredible. That was incredible, especially after I just heard for Courtney.
That was really cool.
Beat to your own drum, have fun, sing, dance. Who's in charge of your frequency? You are.
Yes.
Let's see if he wants to say anything through me after that. Oh my God. He's really happy that we're stepping forward and helping the masses in the way in which we are. He's touching my head and then touching your head and blessing us for this. Keep doing this work, for it is so greatly needed for so many. He's talking about us helping to lighten the load for so many, to help them amplify their own light, and even helping to spark the light within them to grow bigger. And he's just saying he feels that we're so wonderful for so many, and he's blessing us. And I feel like we're getting a hug from his trunk.
Yeah.
He's hugging us.
He's just so joyous.
He says there's a reason why my Nana tapped into his frequency, his energy, because it helped bring out that side of herself, that youthful, childlike quality within herself, that playful side. It also helped to stimulate her to do her stretches in the morning. She would always do these stretches on the carpet, and he was there helping her as well. That's so awesome. I love that.
So awesome.
Whew, I'm lit up too.
I know.
Wow, that was amazing.
That was amazing.
He's talking about one light helping to spark the light of many. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, you and me, we love our candles and light.
Yes.
All right, everyone, I hope that has helped tremendously. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I will be back again sometime in the near future. And join us.
Thank you for joining us, you guys.
I have my class coming up this Saturday for $12. How to love the skin you're in, talking about your skin, okay? So your skin on your body, the largest organ of the body. And then, of course, we have the Mediumship 102 course coming January 15th for a whole week. It's going to be awesome.
More
oh,
this
I
for
keep
1 week.
pulsing. Love you both. Love you too. I know you're in the other room. Paul, your husband. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks
that
for
was
joining.
Amazing and magical.
It was.
It really was. My goodness. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.